Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is certainly possible. On a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we are here again to discuss what is happening in Nigeria. As you know, Chief Bola Tinubu is already in France. Whether the Chinese firm has finally caught up with him to seize him, we will be keeping our ears open. And of course, we will be discussing the issues of the costs, as Peter Obi has asked Tinubu to tell Nigerians the costs, the lifespan of the Tokumbo presidential jets, and of course, other news coming from the UK is suggesting that the Chinese firm that has seized Nigerian properties abroad has already placed those houses or the guest houses of Nigerians in the UK, precisely different ones for sale, and actually they are online on eBay. Of course, we can will be discussing all of that, and again we'll also be discussing the issues surrounding not just the properties that are seized, but also the issues that has to deal with these very presidential jets, as on daily basis Nigerians continue to ask, where did this money that was used to purchase this very Tokumbo private jet for Tinubu, where did it come from? We learned that this very private presidential jet is over 15 years old, contrary to them saying it's a brand new Airbus A330. But that was coming on this very hour as a special assistant to Tinubu on print media, Abdulaziz, revealed that this very particular, of course, that was clearly done on an interview with BBC Hausa Service today. Abdulaziz said that the funds for the purchase of this very presidential Tokumbo jet, A330, was from the service-wide vote. Now, whatever that means for the people who goes through the budgets in Nigeria, let us understand that from what the head to Chief Bola Tinubu has said, Mr. Abdulaziz, that that money did not go through appropriation through the National Assembly, but was taken from service-wide votes, which is actually a part of a contingency budgeted earlier. Well, as he said, let me quote him, he said in some cases, it constitutes more than 5% of the annual budget, and it is not regularly replenished as statutory required, meaning that there is 5% of annual budget can go into that very service-wide vote, and that is where Tinubu laid his hands to pick out the money that he used in purchasing the presidential jet. Abdulaziz also said that the presidential jet is not a brand new one, that is purely a Tokumbo. He said it was a fairly used aircraft bought through an auction by a bank, adding that the Saudi Arabia-based company owned it before it was bought by the federal government. Well, we all know that the National Assembly has already indicated that they are going to approve it, but we never saw any approval for that very aircraft, and that's why he's saying that it is gotten under the service-wide vote. His Excellency Peter Obi had earlier on spoken about how the citizens need to know more about this very particular this thing. Peter Obi took to his X platform in doing that. But before we get to what His Excellency Peter Obi said to all Nigerians concerning this very particular cost of the new presidential jet and how old it is, and the questions that are reactions coming from Nigerians, let me introduce the people that will be having this conversation with me, especially Lord K, who has taken time to look around the London Axis and the eBay to see how much specifically that this Chinese firm has offered, to see how we can lobby other Nigerians to buy the Nigerian properties in the UK, since Nigeria is unable to pay their debt. So we want to first, well, let's start with Lord K. So Lord K, let's quickly get into action here. I understand some Nigerians in the UK are going through eBay to see how they could be able to purchase the Nigerian guest house that is auctioned for sale by the Chinese firm. I understand that this one of the properties is at number 15 Albert Hall Road in Liverpool, and Beach Lodge 49 Cranderstone Road, Liverpool. You know, several of them. Let me not just mention all of them. I understand several Nigerians wants to get to these properties and see how they could be able to get it from the Chinese firm. What are your thoughts on this? Are you one of them?
Good evening, fellow Nigerians. Good evening, Obidient family around the world, and my studio and Zoom panelists. Well, there is a search. There's a search going on right now, and people are actually looking into these properties. But now they have put a condition that they want to know the source of your funds to buy this property. Are you understanding this? They said they want to know the source of funds to buy this. And then, before you acquire those properties, they want to clear you with the HM revenue as well. So, I mean, they are trying everything possible to see that, well, maybe the Nigerians that want to buy it in the UK may not be able to do so, and then they sell it to foreigners. Are you understanding that? They will sell it to
Yes,
foreigners.
I'm understanding that, but usually, are you sure that Chief Bola Tinubu will also use money? I understand they have previously bought
that's
94.
I'm going to now. That's why because now that they have put this kind of barrier, so what is going to happen? The same properties now will be bought by other Nigerians, like the president, the select president, via his other companies outside of Europe. That is what they're planning on doing now. Indirectly, they are still going to be in the hands of this same man. They're still going to be in his hands. So you can see the corruption. I mean, the kind of play they are doing everywhere. The UK government is not waking up today. Parties will fall back into Tinubu's hands or into his ashes. Legitimate citizens in the UK, you have to be, I don't know what to say. But all of us there in Canada, we are seeing if there will be any loophole for people to come in. That's the only way we can actually build on these things. So, I don't know. The corruption in the country is getting out of hand. I mean, it's not getting, nobody can control this anymore. Failed states. Nothing you come out to do now that you say you're a Nigerian, that people want to be. Hey.
Give me a question, Lord K. A firm that is selling these guest houses in the UK on eBay is going for 3.4 billion. That is about 2.2 million US dollars. Now, is it that the expectation, the sale, is it going to go through the UK or the US or through Canada? Let me understand. Is Nigerians involved? Is Nigerian government involved in the negotiation for the purchase of these guest houses, or are they just outrightly selling it any amount that they want? or is it some funds maybe repatriated to Nigerian? Because I understand the other side of it. You are saying that Tinubu's companies may likely purchase those buildings as they are going out for auction, the properties.
Well, as at now, nobody understands how they are dealing with it. Nobody understands how they are dealing with it. Because, one, the Chinese companies involved in this now, they are the ones that are setting the price. Because the Nigerian government is actually owing them a lot more than that. So whatever they can actually raise from anywhere, they will sell it. So, and you know, things on eBay, it's like auction. Bidder will go for it. The highest bidder takes it. So now, if Tinubu and his boys or his companies are now coming up with that fund, they want to know who is actually funding it, where they got the money from. That is the big snag about this whole issue right now. That's the big snag about it. They want to know where you got the funds from, and they want to clear you. If you're from the UK, check you with the IRS. I mean, they want you to show where you got the money from. That is where the problem is right now, and that is where they are trying to take it out of the hands of the ordinary.
Okay. Yes, open on that since already on eBay. Whoever is buying the properties, of course, we expect that the Chinese firm will disclose to Nigerians how much they are selling their properties. And again, you know, you mentioned yesterday, since Tinubu is already in France and the Chinese firm actually granted him, according to them, goodwill to use the new Tokumbo presidential jet to France. Now that he's in France there, I mean, they can actually use, can they use the president of France aircraft to return Tinubu and see if they can also sell the new one there as quickly as possible, so that Nigerians will know how much actually the things are worth? Because up till now, the federal government of Nigeria has not told any Nigerians how much they bought that very aircraft or how much they use in repairing it. All what we got is all speculations. What are your thoughts in that?
Well, I don't know the relationship he has with Macron or whosoever is there right now. I don't know the relationship he has with them, and I don't see them lending him a presidential jet to come back. So it's going to be on pure negotiations that, okay, if the Chinese company, if they are seizing this jet on arrival back to France, then he'll have to find a way back. But then his return is not known yet. So I don't see you being a debtor, and then your creditor is now telling you, or is going to give you till when you feel like to make payments. So obviously they're going to confiscate those assets back again once it lands, and then how it's going to come back, or if it's going to ever come back, nobody knows. So that is another debate again for the country, because now that there's trouble in the land, there's trouble everywhere. He has not sorted anything out. So I think the next time
there's also news circulating in Nigeria now that seems authentic, reported by Sahala reporters, that Tinubu spends over 50 million on aircraft maintenance, fueling in 6 months amid this very particular hardship. So I don't understand. 15 billion on aircraft maintenance. I thought they said that this aircraft has issues and that's why they are buying new ones. So why are they, in the last 6 months, they said they spent about 15 billion, and Sahara reporters actually showed the expenses chart coming from the State House. Let me quickly take maybe Tony on that. I'll come to you shortly, Lord K. Mr. Tony, I believe you would have seen this very news. 15 billion naira on aircraft maintenance falling for 6 months, notwithstanding the hardship in Nigeria. Don't you think that, I mean, all this our, shouting, everybody grumbling, everybody talking about the spending of Chief Bola Tinubu and his cabinet is like falling on deep ears, because this very information that our reporter just brought out today, 15 billion on aircraft maintenance, suggests that these aircrafts we are talking about is in the budget and would have been maintained since that this money has been sent out, notwithstanding them buying new one. What do you think?
Thank you, Mr. Kanu, and everybody listening into the program. Welcome. Well, what is new? What is new? These guys are just helping themselves at our expense.
Absolutely.
They don't tell us what is going on. And when reporters or investigative reporters or journalists find out, they will bring up a cock and bull story, lies, so we are in trouble in this country. We are between a hard rock and a deep ocean. There's nowhere to go except maybe up. So Nigerians, I think it's about time we think deeply where we want this country to go. We've been talking, analyzing, investigating, but these people don't care. They continue to do what they feel like they have to do. 15 billion naira to maintain an aircraft, or is it the 3 aircrafts in France? Nobody knows. They're not telling us anything. So this is it. We voted, we said we voted vagabond or jagabond, and look at what they're doing to the country. Everybody's confused. Everybody's tired. Everybody's just screaming, but they're not listening. So what do we do? I think it's about time you and I get involved. Get involved by participating in whatever is going on to rescue this country. Participating, we can't just be sitting around in our comfort zones and then complain. We got to rescue this country, because everything we're hearing is either lies, untruth, innuendos, cock and bull stories. They're covering up themselves.
Nonsense.
Covering up their misdeeds. Not just the executive branch, the legislative branch. It's even worse. The judiciary. Oh man. They've sold their souls, and they call themselves.
Let me quickly bring a reaction from people on X, different people who had reacted to this very something you are reacting to, so that I will understand. Aside from the P2B's tweets and the reactions on it, we have Rufai Husseini. of Arise TV, who has started doing a countdown for Bayo Ononuga on telling Nigerians the price of the Tokumbo new presidential jet. Today, he tweeted again, he said, Day 3, Mr. Ononuga, tell us the price of the Tokumbo jet the president purchased. That is coming from Hussein Rufidai. And then we have African Renaissance movement. They said the government of men like you and I, they have taken one with another, and indeed they have no special talent for governance. That is the people in authority, which is supposed to be the business of government, but have a knack for getting and holding office. Corruption is not what they do, but who they are. That is coming from African Renaissance movement. They said they established that by right, they can take wealth from some and give it to others. So long as society establishes criminals by right and looters by law, men will be forced to seize the wealth of disarmed victims. Such looters believe it is safe to rob defenseless people in Nigeria. And this is coming from the African Renaissance movement. Let's quickly take what Peter Obi has to say. His Excellency Peter Obi took to his tweet handle to make some demands from the Tinubu's administration concerning this same presidential jet. He said that now that the presidential jet has arrived, from all indications, despite all denials and back and forth over the newly acquired presidential aircraft, the jet is now here, thanks to the French courts that helped Nigerians to get the information. Now that the jet is here, can Nigerian taxpayers whose money was used to purchase it need to be privy to how much it costs and how old this very particular aircraft is, how long it has been in operation? And he said, in addition, Nigerians also deserve to know about how the old jets being disposed, how many of them, how old they are, and why they are being sold. Peter Obi said that transparency and accountability should be the hallmark of any genuine leadership. The government will lose nothing but respect if it fails to provide adequate information about its leadership to the people whose money is being deployed and whose mandates Chief Bola Tinubu is holding. A presidential jet is a major symbol of national sovereignty and the state power. How much it costs to transport the president is a major issue of public accountability. I hope that Nigerians will not be denied the right of full disclosure on the new presidential jet. Signed, Peter Obi. So, LFK, let me quickly come to you so that Tony can finish up. You've had Peter Obi, you have Rufai Husseini. Rufai Husseini is doing a countdown just for them to tell us how much the Tokumbo private jet they bought is, because it's now, before they, all the things that has been coming comes in form of rumor, you know, breaking news rumor and all that. Finally, if not the French court, nobody would have put an authentic report to it. And that's why Bayo Ononuga came out to now display the aircraft when it landed in Nigeria. And since that time that he displayed it, Husseini of Arise TV has been doing a countdown every day to tell him, please tell us the price of this very particular Tokumbo jet. Well, na buy. Tell us the price, now our money on a take buy them. And in the same thing, the way Peter Obi they talk, say citizens when they carry their money buy this Tokumbo jets, Then they have to know how much where they take buy them. Where even they collect the money, but I don't talk before where that money come up away in Tinubu spokesperson talk. Then talk say na service wide vote been a vote wide service. Whichever that thing mean, be say Tinubu they just they chook in hand anywhere where money they collect. But before I talk all the thing where there for your mouth, waiting you get to talk about waiting P2B talk, made in full disclosure, made them tell Nigerians, and the one where Hussaini Rufai talk to. Okay.
Yeah, to be very factual, I believe what Peter Obi is saying is the absolute truth. Because Tinubu did not generate this money that he's using to buy these jets. Regardless of the jets being old or Tukumbo or whatever it is, he has not generated any funds to Nigeria. He has not built any capital to Nigeria that he is now using to buy or acquire all these transporters he's buying. This is somebody that spent almost 1 trillion to buy a Cadillac to drive him from his house to the airport. This is somebody now that has spent only God knows how much to buy these 3 presidential jets. Not 1, not 2. Buying them, and not that he bought them brand new, he bought them to Kumbo. Okay, the one that Buhari used before this period, where are those jets? Where are those vehicles? What has happened to them? Buhari never complained one day before he left office that there was problem with those jets. He never complained. So I believe those jets were still in good condition, but because they want to manipulate some money out, they want to play some dubious trick. They now took those ones. Only God knows if they sold them now or not. They could have gone to pack it somewhere else, and then they said, oh, well, it's been sold. And now they've brought another one that another country, another company has used for God knows how long to go and buy those ones now and bring it that's a brand new jet. Just like as what they did before, bringing some planes from Kenya or whatever, saying they were Nigeria Airways. What's happening in our country? Why can Nigerians be fooled like this? And we are all keeping quiet. What is going on? Now,
the thing is that, you know, okay, the thing is that Nigerians we have so many intellectual people who are intelligent. Nigerians are very intelligent. So I don't know why this is actually happening to us. But again, okay, before you go, so that I quickly turn to Mr. Tony. Before you go, please tell me, is there a way you guys, now that they are putting and auctioning Nigerian guest houses in the UK and elsewhere, is there a possibility of us getting from the Chinese how much they wish to sell this very particular Airbus A330 that Tinubu used to go to France? Because since Tinubu is in France and they are already selling this very airplane and all the other things, let them quickly put the a price on the aircraft, because it seems like there are some reports coming in suggest that people who are interested in buying it off while it's still at France, so that Tinubu will sort himself out from there.
Well, that would be a good idea. That would be a very good idea. And the thing is, we are going to make a lot of research into all this to find out this price. And hopefully, before the weekend, we will come out with all this to let the world know how much these guys want to sell this thing officially. Not what Tinubu is going to pay. You want to pay for it.
Okay. So let's keep the word out there that although the Chinese firm said they are selling the guest houses, the Nigerian guest houses in the UK on eBay for $2.2 million US. We want to reach out to the people who are bidding for this purchase to also ask this Chinese firm how much they will be selling the Nigerian Airbus A330, because there's a lot of people who are interested in rebuying this the Tokumbo aircraft from them, and that is what is just coming on. Somebody just sent that information across. Whether that very so thank you very much, Lord, communicated that I need this time to give the price of the aircraft. They can use it to do cargo. Anyway, Tony, your final things, because time is really Tony, let's have your final take on this.
I think the question to really ask is, what is the legality of him sticking his hands in that special fund to buy this airplane? What authority does he have? I think that's the most important question than actually how much did it cost. They already bought it. They can lie again and say they bought it for 1 trillion, even though it might be $1 billion. So the pertinent question is, who gave him the audacity, the authority to touch that fund, that special fund? Nigerians ought to know. They should explain that to us. People is talking about respect. They don't have any respect. They never had any respect when they stole the election. They never had any respect when they're lying to Nigerians. They never had any respect when they bought the vehicle beast. The Americans call it the beast. Very expensive vehicle. Why does he need all this luxury? Why Nigerians are going through hell? That's the question to ask Mr. Tinubu and his co-hosts. They have no respect. They have no regards